Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, tonight I'm going to bring you an article which brings joy to my heart and tears to the eyes of gun controllers everywhere. In Chicago, well, actually not Chicago, really Illinois, the state Supreme Court just struck down two different ammunition and gun taxes, ruling them unconstitutional. Now, the reason why this obviously makes me happy is because it is unconstitutional and it's been struck down. But the big thing that I want to dive into, and I'm going to dive into the details here in a second, but if you hear nothing else from this video, this could not have occurred. This could not have started. Tears could not be flowing from leftist gun controller eyes had someone not started the fuse, had someone not provided the spark for this little freedom fire right here. And that's important. I say it all the time. I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. Every single thing that you do matters, and you never know the outcome. So don't you give up, because you know as damn well I won't. But now, let's get into this, because Chicago, you got some problems here. Illinois State Supreme Court just dealt you a blow. It's linked in the description box below for more detail, and I want to hear what you guys think. And spread this out, because this is the kind of stuff that builds morale for our side. But let's dive in. I want to show you guys this. Cook County's gun ammunition taxes shot down because they, quote, burden a law-abiding citizen's right to acquire a firearm, unquote. That's exactly right. Now, this is not just a minority decision. This is a 6-0 decision from the state Supreme Court in Illinois. But check it out. Listen to what actually happened, and you guys tell me what you think in the comments field, and tell me if there's no reason to hope here. State Supreme Court Justice Mary Jane Thies wrote that the taxes violate the Constitution's uniformity clause and impose a burden on the exercise of a fundamental right protected by the Second Amendment. Fundamental right protected by the Second Amendment is imposed a burden because of taxes. What does the left always do on gun control? You guys know as well as I can almost hear you screaming through the camera right now. They always go around it. Well, you can own the gun, but you can't have the gun with the ammunition together. You can own the gun, but you are required to take classes. You can own the gun, but you have to have a tax for this and a tax for that, and you have to go through this training clip, and we have to decide if we're going to give you the permit. You know what they do. They don't, quote, infringe. They just dance around the skirting of the infringement, because we're not truly infringing it. You just can't carry it. You know the game. That's why they're freaking out about the New York case in the Supreme Court in the United States coming up. But let's get back to this. Check this out. Two Cook County taxes targeting firearms and ammunition are in jeopardy after the Illinois Supreme Court found they violate the state constitution, and the federal for that matter. That's important. Now, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. This is 95% great news, 5% annoying, and I'm going to get to that 5% in a second, but I've got one more thing, and this shows you the decision. In a 6-0 decision, Supreme Court Justice Mary Jane Thies wrote in an opinion filed Thursday, the county's firearm and ammunition tax ordinances violate the Constitution's uniformity clause, and the taxes, quote, impose a burden on the exercise of a fundamental right protected by the Second Amendment. Now, this is important, because in here, it basically, they went for a uniformity clause, and that's kind of a tax, and what's the purpose of the tax, and where's the money going? And that's what they went with, and that's that 5% of kind of sucky. Because what they're going to do is they're going to come back and they're going to try to get around it from Cook County or Chicago. They're going to try to get around it again. They're going to say, well, now we're spending the money in a gun control or a gun right or a gun controlling outcome, if you will. And that's what they're trying to get around it. But this is what I'm talking about. Listen to the verbiage that the court left it wide open for this. And this kind of annoys me. Like I said, 95% great, 5% annoying. Quote, while the taxes do not directly burden a law-abiding citizen's right to use a firearm for self-defense, they do directly burden a law-abiding citizen's right to acquire a firearm and the necessary ammunition for self-defense. So that's huge for us. But this is what I'm talking about. Chief Justice Ann Burke took no part in the decision of the case, according to the opinion. In a separate opinion, Justice Michael Burke largely agreed with his colleagues, but expressed concern that the majority opinion, quote, leaves space for a municipality to enact a future tax, singling out guns and ammunition sales. That is more narrowly tailored to the purpose of ameliorating gun violence. Okay, first of all, high five, I nailed ameliorating without seeing it coming. But more importantly, this judge is right. This is important because if they don't crystallize exactly their vision, the left is going to come around and basically manipulate that avenue. What this judge is saying is, yes, you stood up for the Constitution, you stood up for the Second Amendment. However, because you made it about the taxes and where the money is spent, all they have to do is rewrite that tax law and say that now it's going towards gun ameliorating situations. And that's the news I have for you guys out of Illinois. Some really great stuff. Everything starts with you. Don't you give up, because all you have to do is start a ball rolling downhill before it comes a giant snowball. And that is the power of us, the people. I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.